Hi, I'm Lisa Loring, and it's been quite some time since I did a tarot card reading. I've done some for myself or, just kind of at random. And yeah, and last time I think I did a video, my hair looked a lot different too. I think we're all a little different. I don't think I'm going out on a limb when I say that. To address that, all day long, the butterflies have been, even though where I am in the world, it's northern hemisphere, so it's January and the butterflies are not really around. They've already done their migration. But the butterflies have been popping up all day long for me. Butterflies are change and transition. And of course, we just celebrated the turn of the Gregorian calendar to 2023. So, how are you? I have a sense that we're all still feeling a little whiplash. So, the normal enthusiasm that many of us have at the beginning of a new year isn't there. That's just a guess. I feel like, maybe it's there, but there's a reserved kind of, we have reservations. Mm-hmm. A message that came through, I have an app on my phone, I think it was Archangel Gabriel, was that, it's right here, I don't even need to, the term inner child, quote unquote, is literal because the child you once were still lives within you. So we're reserved, but yet there is a joy. It's kind of like you can feel that joy, but you're afraid to really go there. I get it. So we're gonna do the cards. And I've barely looked at these cards. I had to put these away for a while. I had to put a lot of things away for a while. Some things are starting to come back. It'll come back different. That's for sure. Whatever it is. Whatever that means for you. So this is the Crystal Visions tarot deck by Jennfier Galasso. It's a tarot deck I really like. I actually have this app on my phone and my iPad. Look at that. But yeah, I haven't read in a while, so I'm more than a little bit nervous. But I ask Holy Spirit. I ask God's good guidance. And I've been receiving guidance that it's important for me to start reading again and offering healing in whatever way I can. So here we are. Yeah, I can't decide whether it's nice to be back or not, but I'm here. We're going to do this. Following the guidance is really important. Another piece of guidance I got earlier was we waver because we're looking for stability, but if we can become comfortable in the instability, that's where we find stability. It's a paradox. Isn't everything? That's what we've discovered. So I ask Holy Spirit, I ask God's good grace, all my guides, all angels, what are the blessed messages for Friday? January 6th, the Epiphany, coming of the Magi. Two cards have come out. The Three of Pentacles, card of mastery, of learning to become a master. There's also messages coming in here. There's a bird coming in with something in its beak. I don't know if you can see that. You see a little something like a little berry toward this man. It's coming in general. The woman has her back to the man. The man doesn't have a very good expression on his face, does he? Interesting. The second card that has come out is the Nine of Wands, a card of defense, a card of vigilance. That's the second card in the deck. And these are messages for everyone. This is for the general collective for Friday, January 6th. And we have 2 more that have come out. I plan to do a 3-card reading, but we have 4 cards that have come. Where's my shirt? Anyway. And the bottom of the deck is the Magician. I always look at the bottom of the deck when I don't always do it, but I felt compelled to do it. So there we are. So we have a 3 of Pentacles, which, 3 of Pentacles is a card of mastery really the 8 of Pentacles is more that, I've got to say. I'm going to back up on that. The 8 of Pentacles is really the card of mastery where we've really come to that point in a learning process on the material plane. So this is something, anything in Pentacles is something that's earthly. It involves earthly matters. It involves anything that's material, that is matter. So your pentacles are, yes, coins. They're coins, but they're a give and take. There's something that is currency. It can be skills. It can be health. It can be health. It can be anything. Again, anything that matters to you. Yeah, your health, your wealth, your family concerns. How your relationships are, what not within like love, but like, how you see them actually manifesting, that kind of thing. So we've got a 3 of Pentacles. That's the first 2 cards that came out together were the 3 and then the 9. So we are protecting. We're trying to be, we are trying to be protective of the things that we're learning. So the 3 of Pentacles is also, okay, number 3 is also beliefs. It's the number of beliefs. It's a Jupiterian number. So, this is about like the kind of, the place where we are with our beliefs. We're learning something, we're learning and expanding our belief systems, but we're at a particular level of, we're working. Jupiter is also Sagittarius, which is philosophy. It's higher education on like that higher level, like the philosophical levels, like looking at your belief systems, that kind of thing. Expanding your belief system. So, when you're in a place of expansion and, Jupiter just moved back into Aries, he went retrograde, but then came out of retrograde about a month ago, a little shy of a month ago. But he was in Pisces, the highest degrees of Pisces, and now he's in the first few degrees of Aries. I think he's still at the first degree of Aries. But so this is, and so that being said, Aries is a place of I am. It's how we, it's our character. It's, it's that first house kind of thing. It's our character. It's how we show up in the world. It's our existence. It's our, Aries is all about like, I'm here. I am, embodied. Pentacles, embodied, right? So, but with Jupiter there, like this is that card that's coming up that's kind of, emphasizing that. And it's in a place of, it's of mastery, but like I've noticed that bird right away coming in with more information. We don't have it all mastered. As I said, this isn't the 8 of Pentacles, which would be more of a mastery and more of a commitment kind of thing. Like, almost like say, you're say in some religious traditions. You're baptized, and then you later on in your faith system, you confirm when you're baptized when you're like a baby. But then further into it, you confirm your faith when you are of an age where you can do that in a cognizant, very an individual, when you have some kind of agency about that. So the Three of Pentacles is, there's more information that's coming in. When generally, this wouldn't be that card, but in this particular deck, you've got this bird coming in with some more information, either some more nourishment, some piece of information to add to what's happening here. Now, and he's got a very, interesting look on his face. He doesn't have, he's looking down. He's not sure, like he knows he doesn't know everything. That's pretty much the gist here. And she's got her back to him. So, maybe, this other person, whatever that may be, this other person, this other entity, is busying themselves over here, and they're not really paying attention to what's going on behind them. So he doesn't know everything, and he's really, not happy about that. And she's kind of checked out in her own way, if you will. So, and she also doesn't know the additional information. She's kind of like, blissed out, like, oh, these coins are plenty for me. But he's like, no, I'm still working over here. Maybe he's like resentful that she's not helping out. I don't know. But, a Three of Pentacles is basically, you're learning things on a different level. It's not an elementary level, that kind of thing. So the Nine of Wands is here as well. And this woman is holding a vigil. She's definitely in a defensive posture. She's got her lion friend there. This is a card of fire. The wands are fire, which are, our passions and, our passion, things that we're passionate about. And again, it could also be health, like anything, and, and anything that's kind of motivating you, things of the heart. Not necessarily emotions, so to speak, that can certainly play into it. But this is something that we're definitely holding vigil. We're defending our heart, and Leo is the heart. So you have and Leo is also a fire sign. So you have a lion in this card. So we're defending the heart's beliefs. Defending the heart's beliefs here. But again, she's also looking to see, I feel, she's looking towards this couple. She's very interested in what's going to happen here with these guys, And I'm going to actually angle the camera down so you can see the cards as we kind of talk about them here. So I'm going to actually turn them so you can see them. This is my fire opal. I just got that today. I'm kind of proud of that. I've never had a fire opal before. Anyway, so speaking of fire, I just felt like it should be here for that. So, and that happens to be our central card. So the 9 is also a card of action. So coming into tomorrow, if I remember the astrology that I heard earlier in the week about what tomorrow is going to be, maybe the next couple of days, we're going to be probably, there's going to be, again, this kind of like, we're in a phase of learning where we're getting information. There's more to learn. There's in this kind of relationship kind of stuff, the things that, and anything that we relate to with passion, it doesn't have to necessarily be, a partnership that is a relationship. It can be a partnership in anything. We also have a full moon in Cancer here in the Northern Hemisphere. Tonight and tomorrow. So that's also coming into play here. So emotions are running high, and you can see that here. And so you might find yourself in a defensive posture about the things of your heart's belief. I'm also noticing that in this card, and I don't know if you can see it, but the lion is actually holding a crystal ball in his paw. between his paws, between its paws. So, there's also a desire to look into the future, to have more stability. And it's interesting that I would talk about, that, being comfortable. I'll have to try to find that Rumi card. It was really cool when the guy just put it in my bag when I went to the crystal store earlier. But it was all about being comfortable in, you know what? I'm just going to go get it because it's making me crazy. And it's right here. So I got it. All right. So what it says is all your wavering is due to your longing for stability. Accept instability so you would become stable. It's part of this Rumi deck. I'm going to have to find out what it was. This was a really cool deck. So yeah, so trying to be comfortable in the uncomfortable, in this place of, the Eight of Pentacles did show up. I didn't even realize. So we're moving from a place of like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm really uncomfortable. Like these two are clearly uncomfortable. She's uncomfortable. She's really on the lookout here, and she's got a 9. She's about ready to do something, like anything. You can see that she's also being wise. She's being wise. She's definitely guarding her heart. She, looking into the future, guarding her passions, trying to move forward with them to a place where you are of mastery. Now, she's not, it's not the mastery of the 9 of Pentacles where there's this complete, this like independent woman kind of thing, this feeling of independence, this feeling of having, honored your commitments to the level where you are reaping the abundance and you're really seeing that in the material world. That would be more of a 9 of Pentacles. What we do have is the 8 of Pentacles where you're choosing to maintain the commitment. No matter how crappy you look, no matter how like raggedy you look, you're still going to weave and weave and weave. You're going to weave something of beauty out of all of the resources around you. You know how to do this. So you're moving from this place, again, to this place of mastery. She's dressed really well here. He's not so much. She's decided at this point, this is a different woman, but no matter what, I'm still going to move forward with my beliefs. I'm still going to listen to my heart here. No matter what the chatter, I'm not going to get distracted by nonsense. I'm going to still work what I'm doing, maintain my focus, and keep just weaving myself a much better dress. And if you look at the 9 of Pentacles in any deck, there's a well-dressed woman, she's well-dressed, she's in abundance, she's in a much more comfortable situation. I'll see if I can find her in this deck because you'll be able to really see the difference, and that's the 6. Between what this gal is wearing and what the 9 woman is wearing. But regardless, it's definitely moving forward. Oh yeah, here we go. And she's got a tiger with her. So she's kind of like brought this energy and, brought this feline energy forward. And, this is clearly a much better setup. Peacocks, but we have to maintain the commitment to get here. And that's what, there is a progression, but we have to trust that. And there is a big element of trust here. You're trusting yourself. You're learning to trust yourself here. And if it seems like you're a little defensive, check on that. You don't need to be. You don't need to be. And we have the Hierophant here, and that is a card of, again, another card of commitment. It's of building amazing foundations, and these cards actually came out together. So we have a major arcana with these that came out with these minor arcana cards, and the major arcana cards are ones that are not just these are kind of passing. These are every day-to-day kind of things, where this is an overriding energy. This is more of a, this is a highway as opposed to these kind of like side road things is basically what's going on. And this is the Hierophant. And, the Hierophant is, we're building different institutions. This is a card of stability. It's the card of Taurus. It's the number 5 card, which is also a card of, not 5 is the card of like thought processes and whatnot. But we're building something that is loyal, something we can depend upon. This is a card of like institutions and whatnot. The stability of institutions that, that are long lasting. I mean, nothing lasts forever, but this is the kind of card that, he's obviously a Pope type figure, and obviously I know we just had a Pope who passed away recently, but, the regardless of your opinion of the Catholic faith, that kind of faith base has been around, that particular faith system has been around for eons. So it's that kind of stuff, no matter, those kinds of institutional belief systems. And that's what we can go back to this. This is something that's not just, this isn't an external thing. This is something that's within us. So this is the kind of commitment that we're talking about. And we are in Capricorn season. So although this is not the card of Capricorn, it's considered the card of Taurus. It could be it just as much, because Capricorn's also an earth sign. And although there is a man standing in here, Capricorn and Taurus and Virgo are all earth signs, and they're actually all feminine signs. So we're actually, that flexible femininity, and we have a woman who's very deeply committed here, but it's a woman. This isn't a guy. You know what I mean? So we're cultivating that divine, that divine feminine, which, woven into the, that rock solid stuff that is more attributed to a more masculine energy. We actually have something that's more flexible, which in and of itself is always going to be, have more stamina, be something that can last into perpetuity, because you're combining the divine and the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And thus, being able to withstand, things that are unstable. You think about like the buildings that are built out in California and earthquake, zones and whatnot. They're built to sway when the earth shakes. So this is the kind of stuff that we're building, when we can go through these kinds of situations, as we see these super uncomfortable situations that we see in this Three of Pentacles. This is us learning, becoming more emotionally and mentally, and we're expanding ourselves to be in these, to withstand these uncomfortable situations in all of our relationships, whether they're with people, places, situations, or things, in order to bring in more information, to take in more, to wait things out. Like, she's also waiting this out, even though it's a card of action, it's a 9 action. She's holding back, and she's listening to her heart, and she's holding on to her heart beliefs. She's learning. This is a very high level of learning in order to develop ourselves into bigger people who can maintain our commitments to grow different kinds of, to grow a different kind of foundation going forward. Again, all your wavering is due for a longing for stability. Accept instability so you would become stable. So there's that. I'm going to go ahead and pull from the Butterfly Oracle cards, as I promised, and hopefully figure out how to upload this to YouTube and Instagram and all of that, because I haven't done that in like forever. I seriously haven't been on my socials for over about a year and a half. So I'm hoping I can do this regularly enough that, so I said this was for Friday. If I get around to doing this regularly, because frankly, I'm in a nursing program now, as well as doing a master's program for integrative therapies. So I am, my schedule has changed up a little bit. And so I'm hoping I can do this. I'm doing it today. Let's just do a little bit at a time. But I have been told, I have been given the message all week long to do this, and so now I'm doing it. And even though I'm nervous, oh gosh, 3 cards. Okay. Oh, interesting. We got emotions. So this is becoming, in much bigger mastery of our emotions, becoming more emotionally intelligent. Realizations and epiphanies. And spiritual growth. Yeah, you know what? I can't make this shit up. You saw me shuffle them. I did not pre-shuffle. All of this was done live and open. All of them are on the ground now. But yeah, so emotions, realizations, and epiphanies. We're going to learn some stuff here, guys, and I'm excited for it. This is a full moon, and and out of it we get spiritual growth. What's better than that? We get a much better relationship with the divine through the divine within us. This is what I was saying earlier. So I thank you. I hope you get something out of this message. I'll try to come back and do these as often as I'm able. And I'm just glad to do it for you now. All right. So thanks and have a great, great full moon.